All right, guys, this video is to get everybody organized in terms of thinking about the project. So we have our document here. I think we did on the first day of class or something. And here's some links to other projects we've done in class, which is going to give you some starter code to work on. So there can be 4 members per team. The hand-in requirements include a Trello board. And you're going to do npm publish to upload your project to npmjs.com. In this course, you're going to learn JavaScript. Whoever's talking over there, be quiet, please. And Node.js and npm application development. And you can use Firebase. Well, you can use, right? We'll have a few options here, because some of this stuff we'll talk about more in 6123, so I want to leave something to teach about there. So you can use Firebase or SQL on your local server, which we'll talk about tomorrow. Or you can just use a text file or just a simple JSON file like we did with the Jokes API lab. Any one of those is an acceptable backend storage solution. You're going to make a model view controller pattern web application. The Express server is going to be your front-end view, which you understand that more now because we've done that a couple of times. Your model can be Firebase or SQL on a local storage or a local SQLite database, or a local file, a local JSON file, either one, any of those 3. I'll demonstrate probably using JSON because I think JSON is cool and it's a good amp up for Mongo. And even if you do Firebase, Firebase is still JSON. And our controller is going to be TypeScript now that we've got an introduction to some TypeScript. And you're going to make a Git book markdown document as part of your hand-in. So if you're a JavaScript course project, you can work in teams of up to 4, or work by yourself, or 1 or 2 or 3 team members, or by yourself. You're expected to incorporate the concepts we learned in our software testing and quality engineering. You're expected to present a project plan to prescribe the development of your project, and I would like to see a software build plan. You'll use a Trello board to organize your team collaboration. You'll present your final documentation as you did in software testing with Markdown. Your deliverable will be a full stack model view controller web application with Express as your web server, TypeScript objects as your controllers to implement your business rules, and your backend storage can be any one of the options we discussed. Your controller will be implemented as TypeScript objects to implement the business rules and algorithms of your application. In this project, you're expected to use, okay, we talked about that. I'd like to see a unified process-driven design methodology. Typical example, which instructor will demonstrate. I will demonstrate building Peter's Menswear Emporium. Some HTML forms on your front end, user will interact, so that's in terms of our lab that we're doing right now. Your website will be in the form of, well, it can be any kind. It doesn't have to be an e-commerce web store necessarily, but your website will be anything, right? Anything which demonstrates 3-tier model view controller. Using all the stuff, I'm not going to repeat that, all the stuff I just right now said. So that's just more repetition of the basic concept. Right, so we've already started to do this, right? We already did, so we can consider this as done. We've seen Express.js, we've seen TypeScript. We've seen how to create a Node application. We've seen static middleware for serving up images and putting CSS and different static assets. So it's all done now. Some things we need to do more. I don't think we've done it enough yet. So maybe tomorrow, in the next couple of days, we'll do more examples of static template language. I know I did one lab on it, but sometimes you need to see it a couple of times. So I'll make a little to-do item list here of things I want to cover more. In fact, I'll do this as I demonstrate building my own project tomorrow and in coming days. That's about it. If there's any other questions, they can come up in the next couple of days as we keep working. And as I build my project, I'll give you time in class to build your project. But that's pretty much everything I can think of. So at the end, you're going to give me your Trello board. You're going to give me your link to when you published your project to npmjs.com. And you're going to give me your GitHub with your code. And that's about it. And your data store. So hand-ins. Your Gitbook URL for documentation. Your Trello board link, which I should have already gotten that by now. You should have put it in a text file and uploaded it. Your GitHub, which is going to be linked to your Trello board. Your data store. We'll talk about how to upload your database. And that's it. And then your upload your project's repository URL project link on npmjs.com. So each student, so if you're on a team with 4 team members, I would like each individual team member to do this separately. And in the Trello board, you're going to have a swim lane for team members. There's going to be a card for each team member, And in that card, I would like to see the link to your project on npmjs.com. And a big reason for that is everybody is going to individually link that in their own LinkedIn and resume to show your employers all the great stuff you can do. So this other stuff is going to be one per team. So your Trello board, your Gitbook, and your GitHub, and your data store, that'll be one hand in for the entire team. If there's any other questions, let me know. We'll cover it over the next days of class as we build our projects together. All right, I'm going to now upload this video because